right. Welcome to our Spring 2025 piano recital. Thank you all so much for coming. We have beautiful weather. It's not raining today, so that's a good sign. And we have 14 performers today. The only person on the program who is not here today is Jessica Havis, but everything else is as announced. When you perform, I'll let you come up here and use the microphone so you can announce your pieces. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, great. All right, so the kids know what to do. When we get to the conclusion of the recital, we'll have all of the performers come stand up here so that we can give them one more round of applause and get a group picture. And then if you're able to stay, we have a very, very nice reception right across the hall in the fireside room. If anyone needs to use the restroom, they're both right back here. If anyone has young children that they're having a hard time keeping quiet, you're welcome to go over to the fireside room and watch the recital on the TV in there. So this is a family-friendly concert, but if you know there's a problem, you don't have to miss the recital. You can still hear it, and you can also just hear it standing out there. So I just want everybody to feel welcome and have a good time, and thank you for coming. And we're gonna begin with our first performer today, Emily, and she's going to perform a duet with her mother, Anna. Beautiful. And I have a certificate for you. You're welcome. And I have a rose for you. There you go. You're welcome. Congratulations. And thank you, Mom, too. I think this is the first recital that we've had here where we have some mother or father and child duets, and it's so sweet. So, yes. Our next performer is Isaac, and he and I are going to perform two movements from Vivaldi's famous Four Seasons. tried to take all the thorns off. Sorry. That was really, really good, Isaac. Everybody knows those tunes and everybody likes them, and we're glad you played them. Okay, our next performer is McKenna, and she and I are going to play, wait, am I playing with you? I am. We're going to play a duet on Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Piano recital, right? Yeah, you get a certificate and you get a rose. Do you want to pick it? There you go. Be careful, make sure no thorns on it. Good job. You guys are all doing a great job. Our next performer is Jay Maheshwari, and he and I are going to play, are we playing both duets? Or you have one where you're by yourself? One by himself. One duet and one all by himself. This was Jay's first piano recital too, and he did an awesome job. All right. Our next performer is Carter, and we are going to be performing a duet, Italian Children's Game. And then after that, I'm going to get out of the way, and he has 2 pieces that he's going to be playing by himself. So come on up, Carter. we're losing count already. This was Carter's second or third piano recital. But the big thing I have to say about Carter, here's your certificate, sir. I always try to point out something with each student that they did really well, and I think that this semester Carter really, really grew in his musical expression. So his first solo piece, the Loch Ness Monster, the really low sounds, that was the murky Loch Ness Monster down in the deep, murky water. And then the fun, fast part was like, okay, is he really that scary? And then at the end, he's scary again, and he goes back into the deep, dark, murky water. I thought you did a really good job with that. And then down by the, what was it, down by the bay? Yeah. That one's just fun, and he made it fun. So you did a great job. Good job. Okay, I was just making sure everybody is safe and accounted for. We good? Everyone's good? I think we're good, okay. Our next performer is Anya, and she's going to be playing all by herself today a beautiful piece by Diane Heidi called April Song. And just for the record, she had most of that memorized. You did a beautiful job. All right, here's your certificate. All right. Our next performer is Amelia. And Amelia and her father are going to be playing two duets today, the Sleeping Beauty Waltz and Hilling Gully Rider. Amelia would like to say something.
My pieces were Hill and Gully Rider and Sleeping Beauty Waltz.
Put it in there. There we go. You did a great job. This was Amelia's second piano recital, and let's see, I don't want to miss anyone. Amelia, and raise your hand if you came here from Carlisle today. Levi, and Amelia's family, and who else? Who am I missing? Oh, Isaac. Isaac came from Carlisle, and Emily and her family came from Carlisle today. So thank you all. Did I? And Nalini came from Carlisle today. I drive back and forth so much that Carlisle and Hummelstown are both home. So thank you all so much for coming up to the recital today. And we're not done yet, but hopefully when you're done, if you have time, you can go enjoy some Chocolate World or drive by the park when you're done. So good job, Amelia. And thank you, Michael, for performing. Michael's first recital in a while. I think he did a good job, too. Our next performer is Levi. And Levi, both of your pieces are without me, aren't they? Where is he? Why don't I see you? There you are. You don't need me today, do you? No, he's going to be playing. So, Levi, before you come up here, Don't Want to Leave You Blues is a song we have worked incredibly hard on for about how many months, Sarah? 4 months? 5 months? Somewhere between 5 months and 10 years. But he really likes it, and I'm so proud of him because this piece is like 6 levels above where he was in his book, and he just wanted to take on a challenge. So he's going to play that for you today, and then he's also going to play a piece by Wendy Stevens called Kitchen Raiders. So come on up, Levi. You did a great job. Good job. Was it fun? Yeah. All right, here's your, oh, you're on the side now. Here's your certificate. That last song is so hard because the rhythms, for one, and then secondly, your hands are moving all over the place. So he worked super hard on that. I think he deserves another round of applause. Good job. All right, our next performer is Hannah, and she's going to come up and tell us what she's going to be performing. Come on up here. You get to use the microphone.
Okay, so today I'm going to be performing two pieces. One is Agitato by Johann Christian Bach, and the other one is Francesco Pasquale Ricci. And my other song, ironically, is a song by Alexander Fyodorovich Gedik.
Good guess. I don't know. This was Hannah's very first piano recital, and I think she did a fantastic job. Our next performer is actually two sisters. Lily and Brielle Peterson are going to perform two duets. Now, raise your hand if you were in the Piano Extravaganza concert. So we have 4 students here. I had 6 students that were in it. And so what it is every 3 or 4 years, the Capital Area chapter of the Pennsylvania Music Teachers Association hosts a huge concert at the Harrisburg Forum where we put about, I've kind of lost track, I think somewhere around 16 to 20 pianos on this big stage. And then we have about 32 performers. So there's 2 pianists on each piano, and we have a conductor. And it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. So it's 10 sets of music. So you get all the way from really young kids who are just starting out, who've been taking piano for maybe 1 or 2 years, all the way up to teenagers, adults, parents, like everybody gets involved. And I think we ended up with over 100 performers, and we had a pretty big audience, didn't we? Yeah, and then they take a portion of the proceeds from that concert to fund their scholarship programs for things like summer camps and lessons for people who need help paying for lessons, and college scholarships and all kinds of great things to keep kids learning music for a long time. So we have 4 of my students that were in that today. And Brielle and Lily are going to be playing 2 of the 3 pieces from set 7, and then in a few minutes, Pranav and I are going to be performing the 3rd piece from that set. And Nalini was also in set 7 as well, but she's going to be playing something else today. So come on up. for Lily, and this is for Brielle. Congratulations, and you both get to pick a rose. So, take your pick. You're welcome. You played beautifully. Good job. There was just one more thing I wanted to say about the kids that did the extravaganza, and that was that thank you to the parents too, because it was a huge time commitment. They had to do an audition, and then they had to go to like 3 or 4 rehearsals, so it was a lot of weekends, and it was also a long break from our other lesson music because we worked so hard to get the extravaganza music prepared. So I hope you had fun, you played beautifully, and now you get to take a break from the extravaganza and play something else. So good job. All right. Our next performer is Pranav, and he and I will be performing What a Wonderful World from Extravaganza. That's a fun piece, isn't it? That was one of our favorites. Congratulations, and you may have a rose. So there's one tiny, there you go. Good job. Also, raise your hand if I leave you out by accident. Pranav, Vaibhav, Nalini, and my student Sam's not here today. I think you girls didn't do Dorothy Sutton this year, right? But those three, so yes, Nalini, Vaibhav, Pranav, and Sam were all in the Dorothy Sutton Piano Festival in the fall. And for that, they had to perform 2 pieces from memory and by themselves in front of an adjudicator. And then they also had to take a written theory exam. And Nalini and Vaibhav were 2 of Brielle. Brielle, you did it too? You both did it. This year? What did you play? No, they did not. You did do it the last year, I think. You did do it one year, but not this year. I think that's right. So Nalini and Vaibhav both were in the honors recital for Dorothy Sutton, and I remember it well because I was in Colorado and I got stuck in a snow blizzard, and then they canceled my flight, and I was like sweating bullets because I had to be back to be at the recital the next day, and they got me on a plane, and I got in that night, and the next day I drove to, wasn't it at Millersville? It was Millersville, and we made it just in time, and they did a great job, so congratulations to all of you, and Pranav too, because they all worked really, really hard on their pieces. So, all right, I know you, yes, congratulations. I know you guys want cupcakes, so I'm gonna keep things moving here. All right, so our next performer is Vaibhav, and he's going to be performing 2 solos today, The Great Wall of China and The Snowflake Rag. There were two really great pieces. Here's your certificate. And your rose. Would you like to pick your rose? They're all good roses. And before you go sit down, could you, so I would like Vaibhav to tell you all, if it doesn't, it's not going to embarrass you, hopefully, but he also would have been in the extravaganza, but he was doing something else on the day of the concert. Can you tell them what you did? Here, make sure they hear you.
I don't remember, but it was either it was Science Olympiad, States, and I got first in Potions and Poisons. So it was sad that I didn't get to play the piano extravaganza, but I still won Science Olympiad first place.
First place in the state.
Yes.
I have confidence in our future. They're going to take care of me when I'm old. Good job, Vaibhav. All right, our last performer today is Nalini, and she's going to be performing the two pieces that she performed for both the Dorothy Sutton Piano Festival, the Honors Recital, and she was also my first student to be a recipient of the annual Wolf Scholarship program, which was a very competitive program. She had to write an essay. She had to get a couple of teachers to write letters of recommendation. She had to do a video recording of the two pieces you're about to hear. And and she also had to participate in at least one event, which was the Dorothy Sutton Festival, and her teacher had to participate in some events. So we had her honors recital 2 weekends ago, and she's going to be attending the Elizabethtown College Summer Piano Festival this summer, and now she's going to play for you. So have fun, Nalini. So Nalini has been my longest student that I have had since I moved to Pennsylvania. You're 12, almost 13. She'll be 13 this summer. And you were how old when I started teaching you? 5 or 6? 6, 5 or 6? What was it? Somewhere in there? 6? Yeah, so I had just moved to Carlisle, and Nalini's been with me. And I remember my very first piano lesson with her because she said, "Oh, your name's Elizabeth. My last teacher's name was Elizabeth too." And I was like, "Oh, she's gonna like me." We've been having a lot of fun, haven't we? So I'm really proud of her. She was also my extravaganza partner, so we had that bit of bonding time this year too. But I'm very proud of you, and you have earned all of the good things coming to you this summer. So she actually is learning a new Bach invention now. Is it number 6? And it's significantly harder than number 1. So if we do a summer recital, you might get to hear her play that later this summer. But congratulations. And that sadly concludes today's recital. You guys all did such a nice job, and I had so much fun hearing you. If we could have all of the performers come up front here so that we can recognize you for all of your wonderful hard work and practice. They're all still here, I hope. Hope we didn't lose any along the way. Anya, Isaac, Jay, Hannah, come on up here. So I'm curious, Pranav, how old are you? Pranav is 16, and I think, Jay, how old are you? 5.5. So is anybody younger than Jay that performed today? So we have 5.5 to 16 here, and you guys all did a really, really great job. That's 10.5 years difference. Thank you. All right, so everybody turn around and face your parents.